Welcome back to the Aslan Health Podcast. I'm Dr. Mike Hauman. This is the second episode in our three-part series on irritable bowel syndrome with diarrhea predominance. In the first episode, we revealed the details about IBS-D. We talked about the gut-brain axis, intestinal hypersensitivity, motility, symptom patterns, the importance of wise evaluation, and the scientific reality that IBS-D is not imaginary. It's not trivial, and it's not only stress-induced. Today, we reset and get practical. Now that you understand the problem, the important next question naturally follows. What do I stop? What do I start? And how do I live in a way that does not provoke the very symptoms that I'm trying to calm? Then, with those questions answered, I'll review my recommendations for treatments, products, and nutraceuticals. I'll cover the specific ones that I've found the most helpful in caring for this condition and its myriad of nuisance symptoms. Thanks for joining me on this journey today. So if you're tired of planning your life around urgent trips to the bathroom, let's get to the guts of IBS-D together. Are you ready?
Welcome to the Aslan Health Podcast, where science meets soul. Your host for this program is Dr. Mike Hauman, an experienced physician, a certified functional medicine provider, a certified insight coach practitioner, and a devoted follower of Jesus Christ. If you're tired of feeling stressed out, exhausted, overwhelmed, or stuck in survival mode, you're in the right place. So take a deep breath. Let's be transformed by the renewing of our minds. Here's Dr. Mike.
Let me offer a memorable mental picture as we begin. If you have had a badly sunburned shoulder, you would not scrub it with a wire brush, pour hot sauce on it, and then be surprised when your skin reacted with pain and aversion to any further touch or contact. You would protect it from further exposure, avoid irritation from any source, provide soothing products and local care while gently helping your tissue recover from the insult, the irritation, and the inflammation. That is very much what our IBS-D reset looks like. You must stop irritating your gut lining. Stop feeding the chaos with more chaos. Just because you can see your sunburn and not your gut lining does not change your body's response to tissue irritation. You cannot act as if adding more agitation, more food, more fear, or ignoring the symptoms entirely will somehow create more peace. So let's begin with what to stop if you have IBS-D symptoms. First, stop eating in ways that keep your gut on high alert. Like the wire brush on your tender sunburned skin, do not add fuel to the raging fire. For some people, this may be reducing the quantity of food consumed at one time. For others, decreasing high-fat content meals or dairy, gluten, or other sensitizing agents is important. For some, this means restricting highly processed foods or sugar alcohols or products that contain gums, chicory root, or a multitude of sweeteners that the gut can find offensive. For many people with IBS-D, caffeine can be a major amplifier. That morning coffee may not merely wake you up, it may wake up your bowels too, increasing GI motility. Some of you already know that from experience. You're not sensitive in some vague emotional sense. Your bowels truly may respond more aggressively to stimulants because you're already on high alert. So, one reset step is to stop pretending that your triggers are innocent bystanders when they clearly are not. Document and avoid your specific irritants or triggers. Our second stop flows from that. Do not panic restrict your entire diet. When sufferers begin reacting to their symptoms, they often swing from overindulgence to fearful restriction. I've had patients say, well, I'm just going to cut out everything. No dairy, no gluten, no fruit, no grains, no beans, no onions, no garlic, no food, no enjoyment, and no living. That is not wisdom. It's just desperation dressed up as discipline. A wiser approach is structured, time-limited, and purposeful elimination or restriction of the offending sensitizers. It's not wholesale starvation by suspicion. I prefer a basic elimination diet that removes known or suspected common food culprits from your eating plan. This often includes things like gluten, dairy, eggs, and coffee for a time. If you have a known allergy or a sensitivity to anything else, these items must also be on that list. I have used dietary antigen testing in the past. I found it to be expensive and oftentimes unnecessary for most people. For extremely sensitive individuals who react to most foods, I suggest a 2-week modified elemental diet to give the GI tract a much-needed rest. Now, it's not for the faint of heart, as it's not tasty or satisfying, but it can be quite effective when undertaken with professional supervision. The testing options and the elemental diet products I recommend are available through the Aslan Health Dispensary if you are interested. Thirdly, stop assuming all fiber is friendly or identical. It is not. This surprises many people. Fiber is necessary, yes. However, the kind of fiber matters greatly. Insoluble fiber can be too rough for many with a sensitive gut, and it may worsen bloating, gas, abdominal distension, or cause loose stool in some people. Soluble fiber, on the other hand, can help greatly by forming a gel, reducing irritation, and improving stool form. Begin with natural fibers found in fruits and vegetables if they are well tolerated. If they're not, consider a soluble powdered fiber supplement. Just be certain to increase your daily fluid intake with your fiber consumption. Fourth, stop rushing every meal. This may sound simple, but it matters more than you realize. When you eat standing up, or when driving, scrolling, arguing, hurrying, or you're breathing like someone who just ran up a flight of stairs, you're teaching your body to digest your meals under tension. Friend, your body does not do its best digestive work in fight or flight mode. It does not mean that every rushed meal is cause for digestive alarm, but over time, your feeding pattern matters. It sets the context for digestion. Fifth, stop treating your overall health, your sleep, stress, and the state of your nervous system as unrelated side issues. IBS-D is a gut-brain disorder with bowel-predominant signs and symptoms. That means sympathetic dominance, non-restorative sleep, living with excessive allostatic load, and the feeling of constant stress greatly impact this condition. Your bowels listen to the state of your nervous system more than you realize. After all, your autonomic nervous system provides your digestive system's instructions. My final stop recommendation is to stop chasing every new social media marketing campaign for gut health. Friend, that next generation AI-driven food sensitivity panel may sound impressive, or the charismatic, perfectly polished, persuasive influencer pushing a life-changing apple cider vinegar cleanse, that may be appealing, but not everything marketed to people with gut symptoms is wise, validated, or worth your time and money. Unfortunately, sometimes the modern wellness industry sees a frightened person in need and hands them a dressed-up kind of confusion in exchange for a 5-star review and an overpriced placebo. My friend, you do not need more confusion and more failed expectations. You need wisdom and a better plan. So, where should you begin? First, start with consistency. Regular meal times, regular hydration, regular sleep, regular observation of what your body is telling you. Then listen to what it's telling you. Your bowel loves a consistent, predictable pattern, not chaos, uncertainty, and drama. That does not mean that life is perfectly predictable. It means that your body benefits when you stop swinging between extremes and it feels safe knowing what's coming next. Second, start with a structured food approach. The low FODMAP diet is an eating plan that eliminates food containing fermentable short-chain carbohydrates. These are poorly absorbed in the intestines and then they ferment in the colon, causing bloating, gas, abdominal pain, and distension. The low FODMAP diet is the most evidence-based dietary intervention that we currently have for IBS symptoms. It can be quite helpful for many IBS-D patients. I have also effectively used a product called FODMAP by Microbiome Labs, which provides the enzymes needed to break down those culprit carbohydrates, particularly if dietary restriction is not possible or practical for a time. The low FODMAP diet must be used wisely. It's not meant to be a forever restriction or lifestyle. It's a tool. When used well, it moves in 3 phases. First, a restriction phase, then careful reintroduction, then personalization. The goal is not permanent food restriction. The goal is to identify what you tolerate and what consistently causes symptoms. That's why working with a professional when possible is helpful. You need guidance, not guesswork. Now, some of you may find a simpler first step more practical. A lactose-free trial, for example, or a reduction in high fructan foods like onion, garlic, or wheat products. Smaller meals for easier digestion, or eliminating sugar alcohols like erythritol, xylitol, sorbitol, and mannitol, all used as artificial sweeteners and well known to cause GI distress. That can be a very reasonable beginning for many. Third, start using soluble fiber, but carefully and slowly. The word fiber can scare people with IBS-D because they assume it will make things worse. The wrong kind and amount certainly can generate symptoms, but a gentle trial of soluble fiber, introduced slowly, can help some people with stool consistency and overall bowel stability. Key is gradual introduction. Low and slow beats fast and furious and flatulent. I recommend many options in this category. Sun fiber, which is partially hydrolyzed guar gum, is well tolerated and easy to use. You can find that in my dispensary as well. Fourth, consider peppermint oil if it suits you. I prefer enteric-coated peppermint oil, which is among the better studied non-prescription options for IBS. I find that it helps to reduce abdominal pain and general GI symptoms in many people. If you're prone to reflux or heartburn, the enteric-coated form is the best choice to try. Fifth, start being more selective with your probiotics. This is where people often waste a lot of money. Probiotics are a massive category, and they're not all the same. Certain strains can be quite helpful, however, many can worsen bloating or distension. So do not take multiple products at once and then wonder which one helped or which one harmed. If you and/or your clinician decide to try a probiotic, choose a single product. Give it an honest 30 to 90-day trial and document your response. The topic of probiotics is so vast and it demands its own podcast, which will be coming soon, so stay tuned. Sixth, start intentionally calming your nervous system. Before a meal, sit down. Take one slow breath in through the nose, exhale even more slowly, and then relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and pray. Take a few moments to downshift. It tells your body, we are safe, and it's time to digest. Now, that will not cure IBS-D on its own, but it helps to set the stage for a better digestive outcome. Philippians 4, 6, and 7 says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Notice the verse does not deny distress. It redirects your distress. This is deeply relevant for those with IBS-D because your gut is often most dysfunctional when the rest of your life is in disarray. Now, I want to make this even more practical. Here's a simple 7-day reset that you can begin today. For 1 week, do these things. Slow your pace before meals. Eat seated only. Choose simpler meals with foods that you know you tolerate well. Reduce your caffeine consumption if that happens to be a trigger for you. Avoid sugar, alcohols, and trigger foods. Increase your hydration status and begin adding a low-dose soluble fiber nightly. Then, track your symptoms. And if you want to try something even more structured, begin with the obvious high FODMAP offenders that are common for you. Then notice, not obsessively, but honestly, what changes and what does not. That alone may teach you a great deal about what your body likes and what it doesn't. I want to add some encouragement as well. Do not measure your success by perfection. Measure it by clarity, by what you learn about your system through this exercise. The goal for the week is not to become a flawless eater, a gut genius, or to become forever asymptomatic. The goal is to interrupt patterns that keep harming you and begin patterns that will help you. That is what this reset is all about. You'll be disappointed if you expect to master this whole condition in one dramatic week. Instead, you're just trying to stop scrubbing your sunburn, so to speak, while learning what truly moves the needle forward for you. In our next episode, we will renew with a plan for how to live well long-term with IBS-D. We'll cover the treatments to consider when diet and lifestyle changes aren't enough, reviewing the role of prescriptions, brain-gut therapies, and long-term habits in moving from simply managing flare fear to building a wiser, more comfortable future. Until then, take your next faithful step, trusting the one who created you so wonderfully for his good pleasure. Thanks for joining me today on the Aslan Health Podcast. I'm Dr. Mike Hauman. Subscribe and follow for the rest of this series. Until next time, may the Lord steady your mind, calm your body, and teach you how to care for yourself with wisdom instead of fear or frustration. His blessings to you, my friend, both now and forever.